It's Monday, April 24, and time for your Barbados Today morning news update. Thanks for joining us. I am Fernella Wedderburn. Topping the news at this hour, Prime Minister B.S.T.U tells supporters don't be distracted by what he described as the huff and puff of opposition forces. The advice came as he addressed his ruling Democratic Labour Party's 62nd anniversary church service yesterday. Vaguely mentioning the upcoming general election, Stewart, who is yet to reveal a date for the much-anticipated poll that is constitutionally due next year, assured the congregation that the DLP's position was not under threat.
I am confident that what we thought were earthquakes really only little tremors. What we thought were large fires were only secondary blazes. And what we thought were high winds, only a lot of huff and puff. But differently, when the time comes, since we are moving ahead, not as those who have no hope, we're moving ahead in faith and in the conviction that our record speaks for itself and will continue to speak with moving eloquence for itself. We will triumph again.
In his address, the Prime Minister also zeroed in on his party's record of educational achievements and said plans are on the way to establish a Teachers' Service Commission in a few weeks' time.
In a matter of weeks, we are going to have Section 89A of the Constitution of Barbados proclaimed to make provision for a separate Teachers' Service Commission in Barbados. That will put the teaching profession in a position where they can get the highly specialized treatment and attention they both need and deserve, and that should help to deal with many of the problems which have bedeviled the teaching profession over the last 40 years.
His announcement is welcomed news for teachers as they return to the job today. President of the Barbados Union of Teachers, Mary Redmond, tells Barbados Today the commission is long overdue.
The B.S.T.U would be very happy because we think that with over 3,000 teachers in the service, we need a separate entity to deal with our concerns. And always in our discussions with the ministry, we envisaged that this commission would not operate like, for example, the Police Service Commission, where matters still end up in the hands of the Public Service Commission, so that the work of the Public Service Commission is not in any way reduced. We would not want what is happening now to continue, even with the establishment of a Teaching Service Commission. We would want a commission structured in such a way that it handles all of our concerns, that it handles the concerns of teachers. And so our matters are addressed expeditiously, we are addressed humanely, and we can get education turned around in this country.
At the same time, President of the Barbados Union of Teachers, Pedro Shepherd, is hoping that the commission will address major issues such as appointments.
Our major concern is the recruitment and appointment of teachers. And a Teaching Service Commission would certainly speed up the process if it is linked from the current Public Personnel Administration Division, as hinted by the Prime Minister. That's one of the things that we were asking for. Teacher Service Commission with its own Chief Personnel Officer. If that is done, then we'll be very happy, because a lot of what we want would then be fast-tracked, and we wouldn't have to wait for one person at the Personal Administration Division who deals with the 20-odd thousand or so public officers to deal with the teachers as well.
Opposition leader Mia Mottley admits that her Barbados Labour Party has been through some rough times recently, but she says her team is up for the challenge of taking the country forward. She made the comment as she addressed the party's Founders' Day and the 79th anniversary church service at the Steel Shed, Queen's Park, yesterday.
We are new and we are fresh, but we are rooted in the principles of the Barbados Labour Party of 1938 and the spirit of transformation of Grantley Adams. And to that end, I say that I am so happy to be given the privilege to lead what I believe to be a wonderful team, a team that is right for the times, and a team that reflects both the experience, the youth, the passion, the creativity, but more importantly, the character and the courage that is necessary for the moment. Because this mission to transform, not to save, to transform Barbados requires people of character and of courage. And in the next few weeks, we will continue to outline to you why we believe it is ours to lay out a new development model. For this country has operated well and done well for many, but not well enough for all.
In sports, Barbados booked its place in the IWF's World Championship Men's 4x1 Relay, slated for later this year. Competing in the Bahamas over the weekend in the IWF's World Relays, the Barbadian quartet finished second in their heat and later took the silver medal in the final in a time of 39.18, running in lane 8. The United States came in first in 38.43 and China copped third place in 39.22. The IWF's World Championship takes place in London from August 4 to 13.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Good morning, Phillips & Company, may I help? Oh, certainly. One moment, please. Miss Phillips?
Yeah?
There's a lady on the line from the Nation newspaper who would like to speak with you.
The Nation? Will she go on?
Well, they're trying to sell us some ads.
Look, don't make me laugh this morning. Ads in the Nation? They're real expensive, and for what here, nobody ain't buying them papers no more. Nobody want to steal news. I hear reading Barbados Today online for free. So I tell she thanks for calling, but no thanks. We just advertising Barbados Today, families. Tell she is Barbados Today all the way.
Okay, I'll pass on the message. Ma'am, are you still there? Oh, she put down.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
In news from the region, we head over to Venezuela, where thousands of people dressed in white marched in silence over the weekend to remember those killed in 3 weeks of protests against the government of President Nicolas Maduro. The marches took place in cities across the country. The opposition has blamed the police for the deaths of 20 people. Meantime, officials at the International Monetary Fund have been keeping a close eye on developments in Caracas. Deputy Director of the IMF's Western Hemisphere Department, Robert Renhack, says the country represents a trouble spot, though fears of spillovers to neighbors should be tempered.
The spillovers have been limited so far, and we think they'll continue to be limited. I mean, Venezuela's GDP has fallen by about 25% or so in the last 2 to 3 years. And the trade links between Venezuela and its neighbors are relatively limited. It used to be a major trading partner with Colombia, but those trade shares have come way down in the last 5 or 6 years or more. The financial linkages are not very strong. Each country seems to have financial linkages with the United States, Colombia with Central America, but Venezuela doesn't have any direct financial linkages with the rest of the regions. I think because those two channels aren't very large, I wouldn't see a large spillover effect.
And finally, in France, far-right populist Marine Le Pen and political novice Emmanuel Macron are now set to face each other in the runoff election on May 7. According to reports, early results showed that voters comprehensively snubbed the country's political establishment, sending the two into the second round of the presidential election. More in this report from the CNN.
Our affiliate BFM reporting Emmanuel Macron and Marine Le Pen in the runoff, with coming in third position according to these estimates by ELAB, Jean-Luc Mélenchon and François Fillon in fourth place. These are according to the estimates of the polling company ELAB. Marine Le Pen, therefore, the National Front candidate in the second round of the French presidential election. The far-right candidate is going to make it to the second round according to this. We see there, according to BFM, 19.5% according to this polling company's estimates on BFM TV. And it appears as though in first position, if these results hold, Emmanuel Macron, the newcomer, a man who's never ever run for any public office, coming in first in the first round of this presidential election in France.
And that's news, but there is more on our website at www.barbadosttoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals and screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as a channel 99 on Flow TV and a Mix 96.9 FM. There you can get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good morning.